Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Bayern 2, Barcelona nil. And really, the story of missed chances for Barcelona, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, as the title says, Bayern punished them for not taking the chances. I mean, that first half was all Barcelona. It was all Barcelona right from the get go. There's so many chances. And just the thing that I always say is, you can be on top in a game. There'll always be moments. In Barcelona's case, it was much longer than a moment. There'll always be moments where you be top in the game. But if you don't take that, if you don't take advantage of that dominance, of that strength, it's irrelevant towards the end of the result. And that's what happened. I mean, Barcelona dominated that first half. Should have scored one, should have scored two, should have got, maybe could have had a penalty as well. I'm sure some people talk about that as well. But ultimately, they didn't take their chances. And in the second half, Bayern, came back. They found a little bit of joy, and they got a couple of good chances. They took them, and that's it. That's the result, isn't it? 2-0 at the end. But we'll talk about the game itself. The one thing that I want to mention, I don't know if it affected the result, and we'll never know, but I'm surprised Marcos Alonso started ahead of Balde because I thought Balde's done nothing wrong to get dropped. I think he's had a fantastic season thus far. He's probably the number one left back. Alonso hasn't really played that much either. I think his first game was against Cadiz when he came on. So I was a bit surprised why he started Alonso in this game, such a big game. You could start him if it's playing Elche or they were playing Pilsen. I could understand you play Alonso. I think that's such a big game against Bayern Munich away from home. You play the guy who's been better and who's benched Alba, and it should have been Balde starting. And I don't know what this was. Maybe this was Xavi saying, "Well, this is my signing, and I want him to play." But I think that was a misstep. Maybe it didn't affect the result, but it's still a misstep for him to do that. And this is one of the reasons why I said, why do they need Alonso? They don't really need Alonso. They have three left backs, and then this is what happens when you have too many choices. You sometimes tend to make the wrong ones because you have too many choices. So that's something. But I mean, those two chances for Lewandowski. I mean, you look at that one. I like the way Barcelona step shaped up in the first half. What they did was they basically said, Bayern, you can have the ball, but what we're going to do is we're going to use our pace of Dembele, Raphinha. We're going to use the two midfielders in Pedri and Gavi who can pick passes. We're going to use that. We're going to try to press high up the pitch, and we're going to try to win the ball back. So that is what they were doing. They were pressing high and they were winning the ball back. Really, they compacted the space. And what that meant was every time Bayern had the ball in their own half, they played a few passes. But as soon as they tried to get into the Barcelona half, they were being countered. They were being countered quickly, quickly, quickly. And a couple of times Bayern were also a bit lax, a bit casual in their passing. I felt that. And you saw that with the Neuer chance. Neuer passes straight to Lewandowski because I think he's trying to play a cute pass to Upamecano, but he passes it to Lewandowski. I just felt that he could have done better in that situation. I think he wasn't expecting Neuer to make that error, so he wasn't ready for it. And when it came to him, I think he was calling too much. Should I pass it to Gavi? Should I go for a shot? And ultimately, the chance went away. But then the guilted chance at 17 minutes, that is the one that is going to haunt Lewandowski for some time because he gets the ball one on one with the goalkeeper. He's got nothing else. He's one on one with the goalkeeper. All he's got to beat him, and he goes for a chip, for a volley chip, and it goes over the bar. I just thought, Lewandowski doesn't miss chances like that. He doesn't. That is a goal. I was saying it out loud that is a goal, but it wasn't, and that is the big chance of the game. That was the big chance. Score that, and it's a completely different game. But he missed that chance, and he just kind of felt, well, this is not Robin Lewandowski's night, is it? It's not his night, and it wasn't his night. Bayern, I think, just came up with the message saying, but whatever happens, Lever's not scoring today. Or whatever happens, he's not scoring today. He's not scoring at the Alliance Arena. He's not doing that. And I think that's the way they play. And you could see it in the second half, especially the number of times I saw Upamecano made so many interceptions. I saw Hernandez make one. Kimmich made one right at the end as well. So I think they had a game plan. They were not going to let Lewandowski, whatever happens, they're not going to let him score. A couple of chances he did have, and he messed them up. But whenever he was in, he had the ball. They were not allowing him to turn. They were not allowing him to shoot. They did whatever they could to mark him out of the game. So that game plan, I think, came off towards the end. It did come off, but they played a dangerous game by. I thought the change of bringing on Goretzka in the second half worked for Magansson. I think Sabitzer, the problem for Sabitzer is I don't think he has a stature as a defensive midfielder. I think teams almost feel like he's not the same level as a Goretzka or other players. So for me, I think that's the thing. When Goretzka came on, what it did, because he's got the long range shot and because he's got the physicality. The physicality helped them win the ball back a bit more quicker than they were with Sabitzer on the pitch. And the long range shot, what it does is sometimes it forces the defenders to go a little bit further back. It forces the midfield to go a little bit further back because you don't want to get caught out with long range shots. And so that allowed just that maybe an inch two more space to work their magic in. Bayern just came back like I don't know what happened in the second half. They actually started off pretty badly in the second half as well, but then suddenly they got Goretzka got that long range shot away, which I don't know, maybe it's spooked Barcelona a little bit. Maybe I don't know what happened, but from the resulting corner, I thought the marking was really bad for that first goal. It really was poor marking, and it's a good cross from Kimmich though. But you expect Barcelona to do well. I don't know what Ter Stegen is doing. Ter Stegen misses the flight, but it's not his fault. Really, the defense should be clearing that out. But Hernandez just says, "Oh, thank you very much," and he just scores. It's 1-0. It's a goal against him on the play because I thought up till that point Bayern had been second best. Barcelona made the better team. It goes 1-0, and sometimes that happens with certain teams. When you go 1-0 down against a team that you don't like playing, at a ground that you don't like playing, you just kind of go, here we go again, and then your heads drop. And I think their heads dropped for about a few minutes. It did. And that in that time they got the second goal. Musiala, I thought had one of his better games again today. Was very good in the second half, especially, and he got that nice little pass over to Sane, and that finish from Sane is just so deft, so beautiful, so elegant. Like you talk about it, oh my god, it's just so good. Like it's one of those finishes where the defender thinks, oh, if I can get there, I can get there. He doesn't get there. It's just so sweet, and it's 2-0. And I just and then after Bayern said, what, we'll just manage this out. We'll just manage this game out. Won't let Barcelona have too many chances. And that's what they did. They managed the game. Pedri had a good chance though. Even at 2-0, he had a very good chance, one-on-one again with he was not offside. He had one-on-one with Neuer. He's really got to score that. He has it again, but tries to be too clever. Tries to get a bit of an outside of the boot chip instead of probably trying to be a little bit more straightforward. And think he misses it. But maybe if it falls to Lewandowski on a different night, he scores it. But and I just don't think it was Barcelona's night. So finished 2-0. It's hard to say. I don't think Mane came out with any credit from that game. I thought Alonso Davies looked very good in that first half. He really managed on that left-hand side. And he almost, I think Dembele didn't get, the credit to him is that Dembele didn't have a lot of chances to run at the defense and to really make things happen. And I think that is because of Alonso Davies, because of what he brings to the side and how good he is in that left back role. I think that's a credit to him. So it was very good. I thought Upamecano and Hernandez did better in the second half. In the first half, they were getting caught out quite a bit, but in the second half, I think they tightened up. They got much better. Xavi was brilliant when he came on for power, and he looked very good as well on that right back position. For Barcelona, it's hard to say. I mean, nobody really had a bad game. And Christensen, you could say maybe was a little bit average, but I don't think anybody had a bad game. It's just at 5-10 minutes where they just completely came apart. They crumbled, and they allowed those 2 goals to go. And it's just a 5-10 minute period, and you can't really judge a game on that. But the good news for Barcelona and from Barcelona's point of view is the fact that this happens now rather than maybe in the quarterfinals, the semifinals. Then the fact that they have had this bad game now allows them to kind of go and think, okay, what can we change? What can we do? So from Barcelona's perspective, that is important. I know Frenkie, when he came on, he showed exactly what Barcelona were missing. Somebody who could just run with the ball, somebody who could make things happen. I think when you play Pedri and Gavi, I think the best midfield is probably Pedri, Gavi, and Busquets. But the problem with the 3 of them is that they're all passers. They're not necessarily players who can always run the ball. I know Pedri can do it, I know Gavi can do it, but they don't do it often enough. I think Frenkie is someone who does it quite a lot. So maybe there's sometimes you want to switch it up and things like that. But credit to Bayern, they rode out the storm. They rode their luck for sure. There were times we thought Barcelona should have scored, and the number of chances they created the first half was just incredible. But ultimately, they said, we'll stick to our guns, and they came away with the 3 points and the win, and that's all that matters. At the end of the day, that's what it is. And credit to Nagelsmann for making that change in the start of the second half. He brought off Sabitzer, he brought on Goretzka, maybe enforced by the yellow card, but still he made that change and paid dividends for them, and then that's all that matters. And now the good thing for Bayern with winning this game is they've now got one foot in the door for top spot, because remember, it's not just about getting to the knockout. We want to finish top as well. I think Bayern have got the opportunity because if they win the next 2 games, and if Barcelona and Inter kind of cancel each other out a little bit, then there's an opportunity to wrap up top spot pretty quickly. So that's what they will be thinking about as well. So congratulations to Barcelona. My man of the match. I mean, it's a hard one. I probably would give it to Goretzka or Musiala. You can take your pick, or even Davies, I think. But I'll probably so many good performances, right? There's so many good performances in the second half. The first half was not so good. Maybe Mazraoui. You know what? I'll give it to Mazraoui. I'll say Mazraoui. Just to be different. Nobody's gonna pick him. I'll pick him. I'll say Mazraoui was my man of the match. If he's your man of the match, Do smash a like as well. Also, let me know in the comments who do you think is your man of the match. I was happy to hear your opinions and thoughts, of course. So please let me know what you thought about the game. Do remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We'll do more match reactions tomorrow as well. Probably do one more short, quick one later today. I didn't watch the game, so we'll do a quick match reaction as well later. So do stay tuned for that. And when you subscribe, you do get notified to the videos as they drop. And of course, we do appreciate your support when you subscribe. So please do subscribe to our channel, help us out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.